it just seems like people are struggling with being themselves. Obviously it's not everybody, you know, but what you find a lot is people feel like there's things missing from their life, like there's something missing from their life. And a lot of times they try to look at somebody else's life and imitate that, or feel like if they were doing that, or if they had that, that life would be fulfilling for them. But the truth of the matter is life is never going to truly be fulfilling for us unless we be who God created us to be. And I shared this this past Monday with the channel, and I just want to encourage you guys. Be who God created you to be. It's not all about what somebody else is doing or what somebody else has. It's truly all about doing what you were born to do. And sometimes when we don't find that, or if we haven't found that, we can feel like there's something missing and feel like we're failing at life. But the only thing that's truly missing is just us not truly being who God created us to be. It's not money. Um, it's not material things. It's not all of those things that we look at and think that we're going to find fulfillment in. And if we listen to people that has those things, a lot of times they'll let you know, listen, this isn't the end all be all. And I know to those of us that don't have those things, or don't have wealth, or a whole lot of money, we might say, oh no, I need to, find out for myself. I get that. But the truth of the matter is you cannot, focus on somebody else's life or focus on other things and allow that to cause you to feel like you're missing something in your own life, or just feel like that your life really doesn't matter. That's where we see a lot of cases of suicide and even homicide, when people feel like there's nothing else left to live for. Maybe they lost a loved one, maybe a relationship went bad, maybe they kept trying at a career or doing something that just wasn't really coming together. But one thing we know in life is there's going to be opposition, there's going to be obstacles. And sometimes there's going to be a process at things, and some people process their processes is longer than others. But the focus should be always about us doing what God created us to be, and being who God created us to be, and not trying to be someone else. And I just see it happen a lot, but what we have to focus on and what we have to understand is it's not about what they think about us, whoever they might be, whether it's family, whether it's the people we trying to impress on the internet, the people at the job. It's not about what they think. It's about what it's about what we know about ourselves. And it reminds me of the story of David when God had Samuel go to anoint David. And this was after Saul was rejected. And I want to read a little bit of that. 1 Samuel 16, um, verses 1, 6, and 7. It says, "And the Lord said unto Samuel, How long wilt thou mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel?" When you guys get a chance, please go and read 1 Samuel 16. He says, "Fill thine horn with oil and go. I will send thee to Jesse the Bethlehemite, for I have provided me a king among his sons." And it came to pass when they were come that he looked on Eliab and said, "Surely the Lord's anointed is before him." He's saying, listen, I know this has to be him. But the Lord said unto Samuel, and this is key, "Look not on his countenance." Don't look on the outside or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. And I think what we do in this life is we look at the outer appearance. We look at what how somebody looks. We look at what they have, and we think that that makes them blessed, or and you know what? That's how a lot of, unfortunately, false preachers, get a hold of congregations and get a hold of people, because they constantly boast about what they have. They'll tell you, God gave me this, and I live in this, and I own this. And sometimes we can look at that and say, oh, they must be blessed. They got to be blessed. But we see here in the scripture that God says, listen, I don't focus on the outer appearance. I don't deal with the outer appearance. That's not what's most important. What's most important is the heart. And that's what we have to remember, that it is all about what's down on the inside, not about what's on the outside. Those things on the outside are good. We want to look good. We want to have some nice things, but that isn't the end all be all. So when you're looking at somebody and you're focused on them, and you're looking at them on the internet or at the job, or maybe they live on your street, and you just think that they're having the time of their lives, it's not about what you're seeing with your eyes, but it's about what's on the inside of that person and what's about on the inside of you. And I promise you, if you do what God has created you to do, if you do that thing that is heavy in your heart, if you focus on that and you strive to do that, helping people, loving people, it will bring a whole new joy to your life. But when you are not focused on yourself and you are just focused on what everybody else is doing, that will cause depression. It will cause you to find yourself just going down in your life and just not being happy. And guess what? All along you had everything that you needed. All along you was exactly who you were meant to be. But yet, because you did not focus within, it caused you to really miss out on a great part of your life. Miss out on some great things that God, wanted you to do.